Hi, welcome to Movie Digest. In this video I'm going to explain 2002 American comedy film titled Big Fat Liar. Spoilers ahead. Jason Shepard is a 14-year-old compulsive liar, wakes up on his father's call and leaves for the school. He skates towards his school and gets obstructed by a bully, Brett, and his friends. Jason tries to evade him, but Brett demands his skateboard and steals it. Jason gets late because of it and gets blocked from entering the school. He texts his friend, Kaylee, from outside the class to create a distraction. When she creates it, he sneaks into the class through the window, but grabs the attention of his English teacher, Phyllis Caldwell. She asks Jason to read out his creative writing essay, which he didn't write. Jason then fabricates a story that his father got choked while having dinner, and he had to spend the entire night at the emergency room and couldn't write the essay. Ms. Caldwell didn't fall for it, so he tells her to check with his father and tells her the phone number. She steps out to call his father, but Jason's phone got that call, and he pretends like his father and confirms his story. Ms. Caldwell gets back and apologizes to Jason. She even gives him some time to hand the assignment. Eventually, Jason got caught by Ms. Caldwell, as she called his parents to the school. His father gets disappointed as he lied to him he wrote the paper. Ms. Caldwell reminds them that assignment counts 1/3 of Jason's semester grade, he will fail without it, and will have to repeat the course in summer school. Jason's father asks if there's any way to fix that. Ms. Caldwell tells them she will accept the assignment if he submits it in 3 hours. Having no other choice, Jason finally uses his imagination and talent for lying to write a story titled Big Fat Liar. He finishes just in time, and rushes to school by his sister's old bike to submit the essay. He gets distracted by Brett, and he hits the limo of an arrogant Hollywood screenwriter and producer, Marty Wolf. Marty doesn't show any concern towards Jason, so the driver steps out to check on him. He convinces Marty to give him a ride, while getting inside all the stuff fall from his backpack. They introduce each other, and Jason comments on his previous movie. Marty mocks Jason on the way he got busted, and tells him how to fabricate the story the right way. Marty admits he also tells lies and that the truth is overrated. In a rush, Jason accidentally leaves his essay in the limo when it falls out of his backpack. Marty takes a glimpse at it and gets intrigued. He leaves to the studio to shoot his action comedy film Whitaker and Fowl. Meanwhile, Jason trying to explain his parents and Ms. Caldwell what happened, but neither of them believe him, and sends him to summer school. Jason got stuck with Brett and some bunch of weirdos. He gets exasperated but can't do much about it. He shares his experience with Kaylee. They go to a theater to watch a film, and Jason sees the trailer of his plagiarized essay into a film. He tries to explain it to his parents that Marty stole his paper, but they don't trust him. Next morning, his parents leave for a vacation for their anniversary. His sister, Janie, also leaves with his boyfriend. Suddenly, Jason gets an idea, and he packs his backpack and rushes to Kaylee, while she is tutoring Brett. He convinces Kaylee to come with him to Los Angeles, as his parents think he is a liar and he should make Marty admit he stole it. Since Kaylee has to stay with her grandma in absence of her parents. She got a poor vision and they convince Brett to stay with her, in return for his summer homework. They leave Brett at Kaylee's grandmother's house and leaves from there. They fly to Los Angeles. Upon landing they see a man, Frank Jackson, holding a name sign. Jason takes that name and pretends to be that personality. They enjoy the ride while on their way to the studio. Frank gives his card for any future ride and leaves from there. They go to Marty's office and the operator, Astrid, asks them for an appointment. They trick to send Astrid out by telling that she parked her car on a dogtail, and she rushes out. Kaylee takes her seat, and Jason sneaks into Marty's office while he is arguing with his assistant, Monty. Marty gets shocked to see Jason, and sends Monty out as he wants to talk to Jason alone. Jason asks Marty to confess to his parents that he had stolen the story from him. Jason assures him he will never see him again if he makes that phone call. Marty agrees with his demands and takes out Jason's essay, only to deliberately burn it to ashes. Learning his deception, Jason argues, and Marty calls his security. Jason steals his phone before the security takes him out. Jason is still adamant and won't leave until Marty admits the truth. He shows Kaylee Marty's phone, which got all his personal information, and he could use it against him. Since they had to stay for some more time, they sneak into the warehouse. Inside, they find all the inventory and play around. After taking some rest, Jason calls Frank to pick them up at the studio's entrance. Frank arrives and they get into the car. He gets furious at them as he learns Jason is an imposter. Jason then explains him the situation, and after hearing Marty's name, Frank shares his troubled history with him. He used to be Marty's driver and an actor, got fired after asking for an audition for one of his movies. Marty even alerted casting directors to not hire him. Frank expresses his support and joins them to go against Marty. They go to Marty's house to cross-check his activities from his phone, which were right on schedule. They follow him to his office, where he is in a meeting with his crew, as the production starts in 2 days. While the director, Dustin, shares his idea of opening with 12 different camera angles, but Marty tells him to slow down, as they need to talk about the budget. Meanwhile, Jason and Kaylee are covertly hearing them. Marty tells him they have exceeded the budget and studio has to approve the new budget. So Marty got a breakfast meeting at Marcus Duncan's house, the studio's new president. Marty then continues with the meeting, and makes fun of a media publicist for her size. Marty then visits stunt demonstration, while Jason and Kaylee are monitoring his schedule. When the stuntman is taking a day off, for taking his granddaughter to a birthday party, Mary acts mean and makes fun of him. Kaylee and Jason plans to start their plan and collects few items from the warehouse. Jason gets a call from his dad and he acts like he is in the house, and working on a science project. They go to Marty's house, who just woke up and plays with his stuffed monkey, Mr. Funnybones. They pour blue dye into Marty's pool. Marty comes right on schedule, turns on music and goes swimming. They sneak into his house, glues his earpiece and pour orange dye into his shampoo. Meanwhile, Marty is completely blue and gets inside. He gets back to his room and plays with Funnybones and then goes to a shower. Marty puts on the shampoo while closing his eyes, and gets alerted after seeing it orange. He looks at himself in the mirror and screams out loud. Kaylee calls Marty, pretending like she is calling from Duncan's office, and wants to share his new address. She gives the address of the birthday party which Marty made fun of. Marty calls Marty to share Duncan's new address, but Marty wants to cancel the meeting since he is blue. She reminds him if Duncan didn't approve the budget, they can't start the shooting. He takes the address, thinking he will figure out something. He asks Marty if she got the ending of the script. Marty says she is still working on it. While driving, Marty tries to pull out the glued earpiece. He lost control and almost hits the car driven by an old woman. Marty goes to the house, and the domestic lets him inside. Suddenly, the kids show up and beat him up, thinking he is a hired clown. Meanwhile, Jason and Kaylee arrive in Frank's car, and they tamper all the controls of Marty's car. Marty exits the house by the time the real clown arrives. He gets outraged at Marty for his ordeal. In return, she also gets infuriated and tells him she will reschedule the meeting. Marty noticed that his car controls were malfunctioning, and it troubles him. Jason stops by and tells Marty that everything will stop once he called his father, and gives him his father's number. Marty gets frustrated and continues to ride in that condition. Since the brakes aren't working and he stops narrowly at the rear end of a monster truck, suddenly the old woman hits at rear end of his car, which knocked it forward into a violent monster truck owned by a wrestler. The wrestler got angry and smashes the car using his monster truck. Meanwhile, Marty goes to Duncan's office, and he gets upset as Marty missed his last 2 appointments. She calls Marty as Duncan losing confidence in him, but Marty threatens her to fix it or she will go down. Marty tells her he will smooth things at the premiere. While the premiere of Marty's movie, Whitaker and Fowl, is taking place and a lot of celebrities and media arrive. They are waiting for Marty. He gets down from a bus and gets greeted by Jason, but Marty is still reluctant to admit. That night Marty is holding a party at his house. He finally meets Duncan, but he is not happy as Marty's last movie cost the studio $30 million, and he is pulling the plug on Big Fat Liar. Marty pleads with him as he got a great breakthrough. He is working hard on Big Fat Liar and waiting to present it in front of the entire industry. Hearing that, Duncan gives him his last chance. When Marty asks about that breakthrough, but he does not know. Suddenly, Jason shows up and offers his help to complete the story with some twists. Marty learns it's Jason's story. Marty finally agrees to confess to his parents if he helps him to get out of that mess. With Jason's advice, Marty makes a successful presentation and impresses everyone. Duncan got impressed too, and he approves the budget and the shooting will start the next day. Marty then goes to Jason. He pretends to call his father, but betrays Jason and calls security to remove him and Kaylee for the second time. The security threatens them to take the next flight. While they are packing their stuff in the warehouse, Kaylee suggests they must do something, and asks if he got any plan. He calls his father to admit what he did the whole weekend, and asks his parents to fly to Los Angeles. Just then Marty arrives to the security and tells him she will take care of the kids. She goes to them and decides to help Jason and Kaylee to expose Marty, as she got tired of his behavior and treatment. They gather all the employees who got tormented by Marty. They devise a plan to expose him by dividing them into groups, to break him physically and mentally. The next morning, Frank goes to pick Marty, and on the way the car gets fumes out of its bonnet, which was caused by a studio's smoke machine. Marty gets frustrated as he is getting late for the shooting. Just then, the actor from his previous movie, Jaleel, arrives and offers a ride. Marty hops in, gets away. Frank then informs Jason that his mission has passed. He takes Marty away from his course, telling it's a shortcut. He scares Marty all over the ride. After a while, Marty gets suspicious and asks him to stop, but that man wasn't listening, so Marty jumps off that car. Jaleel updates Jason that he left Marty in the middle of the desert. He calls Monty and tells her about his situation, while she and Dustin were enjoying it. After a while, a helicopter arrives, and the stuntman steps out telling he borrowed it from the sets. He tells Marty that he is safe as he flew combat missions in Vietnam. In the middle of the air, the pilot creates a false alarm and they both jump off the helicopter. The other pilot, who is hiding, takes control of the chopper. Duncan comes to the set and finds out Marty is late. After a lot of trouble, Marty finally arrives at the studio and he encounters Jason, who kidnaps his stuffed monkey toy, Mr. Funnybones. Jason flees, and Marty starts to chase him. They run across the studio. Meanwhile, the media arrives with the publicist, and Jason's parents also arrive at the shooting spot. Jason gets into a building and runs upstairs, while Marty follows him. Jason gets caught on the rooftop, and Marty gets his monkey back. He mocks Jason's efforts for trying to make him confess. Marty then arrogantly admits that he stole his paper, and making it a greatest movie of his career. He admits his action, and he tells Jason that he will never tell the truth to anyone, since he thinks the truth is overrated. Suddenly the director says cut, and all his conversation has been caught on camera, just the way Dustin wanted. Jason's parents and the media also witnessed him. Duncan also learns the truth. He immediately fires Marty for his actions. Jason thanks Marty for teaching him a lesson that truth is not overrated. Marty gets furious and tries to attack him, but Jason runs away and jumps off the building, and safely lands on stunt cushion. He gets reunited with his parents and regains their trust. All of them leave Marty behind even after he tries to grab the attention. Few months later they all attend the premiere of Big Fat Liar, and it becomes a great success. Frank gets the main part. Monty replaces Marty's place and Jason receiving full credit for writing his original story, pleasing his parents and Miss Caldwell. Meanwhile, Marty declares bankruptcy and begins a new job as a birthday clown. During a visit to a birthday party, Darren, the birthday boy and son of the Masher, the wrestler and monster truck driver who he provoked earlier, kicks Marty in his crotch, at his father's request. That's how the movie ends. For more content, please subscribe.